What is happening, guys? I am back at the house trying to get things a little bit organized, but we are heading out of town again Monday. So we moved into this house not too long ago, so ignore the messy workbench. We're still trying to get everything kind of organized along the walls. We got it kind of cleaned up, so the old style Ford is there, and then we've got a little area over here that's going to be kind of workout, office, podcast kind of thing. But today we are installing a bed rack, an RCI sports rack on the F150. And I chose with the sports rack instead of the heavy duty because they actually hold the same weight. However, the heavy duty has more anchor points for like spare tires and more attachments, and I don't need that. So I'm just throwing a rooftop tent on there. I will be using it just for the rooftop tent, probably putting a bike on the side, and eventually I'll get an awning, but I don't have that yet. So I got all the pieces lined up right here, and we will unbox all this stuff and move my tractor out there, and then we're going to back the truck up right in there, and we're going to get unboxing and start to work on that. So stay tuned. I'm sure it's not going to be all that hard for us to put this together. Probably a few bolts, that kind of thing. And then I got the C-clamp attachment, so we're going to go ahead and throw that on the truck, and then get my buddy's tent that I'm borrowing on there tomorrow morning, so that we can do some overlanding coming up Monday. So thanks, guys. See you in a second. All right, everybody, so I think this is the main bars of the rack. Not sure, I mean, they're kind of the same. I think this is the main rack. And I think this is gonna be one of the attachments, whether that's the awning or the max tracks. I think I actually got the max tracks already in the truck. I don't know what that's gonna be, so we'll figure it out. But one of them is the bike rack, one of them is the max tracks. And then I have this, which I've had for a while. This is actually my skid plate for the gas tank. So I should be getting the gas tank straps, which I never purchased when I first got this thing. So we're gonna go ahead and do a little time lapse of me unboxing this stuff, and then we'll go over the pieces. Alright, guys, so this is going to be your bike rack. It looks like this is going to be that little clip. So on my bike, at least, I have this removable axle here. So I'll remove that, take the tire and wheel off, and then this should just click right into that, and I can lock it. So there's some keys for this, and you're supposed to be able to lock this whole system so nobody can take your bike, which I really like. So Rocky mounts, drop top, here's all the hardware. This is where your rear wheel will fit. And these are the brackets to extend off the rack. This is gonna be the mount for the awning when I get it. So not 100% sure how it attaches. I'll take a look here in a minute. And then it looks like hardware, the 4 legs for the 12-inch rack, and then the bars. So we'll get to working on it. Alright, guys, so one thing you should know about RCI and most of their stuff, little guy's gonna come out here and help me in a minute build this thing. But RCI typically does not give instructions in their packaging. I'm normally a guy that likes paper instructions. I like to have something I can look at while I'm sitting here in the garage. However, they do have really good downloads online. So we're gonna go in there. Isn't that right, buddy? Go in there, find the instructions. Yeah, we're gonna go in there, find the instructions. So we'll see you in a bit. All right, y'all, so this is really simple, almost self-explanatory. Like, you almost don't need the directions. All this darn hardware, to my knowledge, appears to be exactly the same. There's two different bolts. There's this bolt, and then you've got this little carriage bolt here. But other than that, that's basically all you got. And then a bunch of washers, lock nut washers, and then your nuts. And so that's basically what you got. What they say on the instructions, which vary a little bit, but I've actually got 4 holes, but on the instructions it only shows 1. So I'm gonna put 1 in each hole there, and then after I'm done, if I still have more holes to fill, then I'll come back and I'll put them in there. But I'm gonna just do those because that's what the instructions show first. And what they say is that you put carriage bolt in, you put your regular washer on top of it, and you do your lock washer on top of that, and then your nut will go on top of it. So we're gonna go ahead and just slap this one out. I did the other one in high speed. We're gonna go ahead and do this one just in regular speed so you guys can see. It's not very long. It doesn't take a while. But and the key here, you don't want to tighten these, because once you put them on the bed, you're going to want to adjust how long they are. So, you know, I am glad that they allow that, because let's say I get a 250 later down the road, which is my goal, then hopefully I can widen this rack to adjust for that 250. So that's nice. That way I don't have to buy a whole new rack for no reason. Sorry about that, guys. Trying to keep this down for you. Alright, so now that we got those done, we got to do 2 more on this side, like here. Got those ones done. So I'm gonna do those real quick and then we'll wrap up. Alright, so now it tells us to go ahead and stick these legs on top of the truck and then mount the side brackets. So that's what we're gonna do. And throw them up there, make sure that they're aligned properly, that kind of thing. And then we're gonna put the side brackets on and then the top brackets on. Alright guys, so this part's fairly easy. I'm trying to line it up about halfway in between this first opening. They got 3 openings, so I'm going to just put it on the first one here, and same thing over here. Trying to even it up a bit, and then once that's done, I'm just going to tighten everything down, square it off, tighten it down. Alright guys, so GoPro stopped playing, not sure why, but I went ahead and tightened down all these bolts here. They are kind of tough to get even this tiny wrench up in there, or ratchet up in there. So what I did is I went and got, you guessed it, a little 14 mil wrench, and went ahead and tightened them all up. Had a couple slips, busted up my fingers, the usual things. So try to get a ratchet in there if you can. Makes it a lot easier. I got about half of them fit in with this one, but it's like just barely small, barely too big. So on half of them I used the wrench. So now I'm just gonna walk around, tighten up everything else. I'll show you guys a little, walk around of the vehicle, and then we'll start putting these attachments on. Alright y'all, so finally got the seat clamps on. These little things. To be honest, it's kind of weird. On these Fords, there is, I don't know if you can see it. Oh, it's probably too dark. It's like a little plastic piece that this plastic is kind of snapped into, and for some reason it lines up perfect with where I want to put these seat clamps. So I had to kind of offset them, and they stick out in decent ways because I can't get it flushed right up against there, which is weird, but they work. So this thing isn't going anywhere, but you can just kind of tell, kind of sitting out a little bit, but this thing is pretty sturdy. It ain't going anywhere. So got it done. Now I'm gonna throw on some max track attachments, the bike attachment, and that kind of thing, and then I'll show that to you guys when it's all finished. So I just got everything attached on this side. So we got the max tracks. You can kind of see it in here, kind of how it's attached. Maybe that's a bad angle, but chickens. But basically there's this bracket that you bolt up here, and then it widens it so you're allowed to put these little max track attachments on. These came separately. I bought these separately, so look at those online. They do sell them on the RCI website as well, but I bought them straight from Max Tracks. And then this is going to be the awning attachment point. So I don't have an awning yet. I went ahead and bought these ahead of time. They're not that expensive. Went ahead and bolted it up. Even with the Max Tracks, if you look, it fits perfect, just perfect. So you can actually put an awning right over your Max Tracks, which I'm happy about because I'm going to put the bike on the other side, and the tent's going to fold out that side. So each time I get the tent open, I'll probably have to take the bike off, but that's the cost of having a lot of attachments, I guess. So I'm going to end up putting roto packs on the inside and not on the outside. Max Tracks on the outside, awning on this side, tent on top, bike on that side. I wanted to see if there's ever a possibility of putting a kind of a awning here to kind of come out, because I use the bed of my truck for cooking a lot of times, so it would be nice to have an awning, you know, over top of me when I'm cooking, and then it would stay out of the way of the fold out, and also stay out of the way of the bike if I ever put it back up on that side. So I'm gonna go ahead and attach the bike on this side, and if you can see, I'll show you guys the bike mounts. So this is what comes with the bike mount. It's actually got a little strap for the tire or your wheel, whatever. On the rear side of the bike, this is where your bike rear wheel will sit. It's right in there. And then this is the attachment. I believe it sits like that on there. So if you look here, it will sit something like that, and then the other one over there. So maybe I can put it like here. I don't really know where I need to put it. I need to put my bike up there, test it out, but that's kind of the idea. So now that I got the awning and the Max Tracks put up, I'm gonna try and slap this out, hopefully fast. Got a lot of work to do still, and I kind of took this out of my day, so I still got a lot of work to do tonight. So I might end up showing you guys the bike, I might skip it. So see you guys in a few. Alright guys, so I got everything on. One thing that I noticed, this strap is kind of flimsy, so I think it'll be good. It's pretty strong, but it's just super thin. So, but this is nice. I can actually lock it, so I've got a little lock here. Nobody's gonna be breaking into that thing. So I'm actually gonna bring this bike over to truck tomorrow, because I don't know what happened, but they're just both flat. So I'll go ahead and get that pumped up, maybe ride a little bit tomorrow. That is what it looks like. Pretty good looking rack. And then I'll get the tent on there tomorrow, so it'll be good. Let me know what you guys think. All right, everybody, we just got everything wrapped up on the truck, and got the max tracks on there, the awning attachment, the bike attachment, and the bike is actually on there right now. I'm gonna take it to the shop tomorrow, have them air up the tires, maybe buy a new air pump, because my pump doesn't work with the valve stems on those. So gonna do that, and then we're pretty much ready for the tent. I'm gonna stop by a buddy's, swap a buddy's tent over to my truck as a loaner, and then we're gonna buy our own a little bit later. But for now, everything's kind of wrapped up, and all the attachments are on there. And I know I didn't show the install on any of the attachments, but if you guys have any questions on that, just let me know, and I can make a separate, shorter video on how we got those on there. A lot of those are very self-explanatory, but if you have any questions at all, comment below, let me know what you think, and we'll get a video up. Thanks guys, see ya.